everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing another speed build, and this one was one that was requested some time ago, probably a couple of weeks ago now, in the comments section, and it was by my favourite commenter ever, which is Angie Art Lover. Now Angie has been a massive support to my channel, and she's always there with her comments, and her comments always really brighten my day as well. And I think sometimes when you leave comments on channels, you sort of think, oh, I wonder if they like really care about that, or I wonder if they ever read it or anything like that. And I always read Angie's comments and they always make me smile. So this was a request by Angie, who was doing the Not So Berry challenge in her game. Now there's a very good chance that Angie's already passed the mint level of the challenge, but not to worry, I've decided to do a house for every single one of the challenge levels, the generations of the Not So Berry challenge. So this is literally generation 1's house, which is a mint theme. Now before I go any further, for those that aren't aware, the Not So Berry Legacy Challenge is a challenge that was created by Lil Simsy and at Always Simming, and they basically created this challenge by accident apparently, and they created several generations, and each generation has a love for a specific colour, and they have a set of rules that they must follow in order to complete that level or that generation's challenge. So reading about Generation 1's Mint Challenge, it says you're a mischievous scientist that really loves the colour mint. You're career driven, but still make time for silly pranks and outings with your closest friends. You love luxury and want the best for yourself and your family. Your traits need to be vegetarian, jealous and materialistic. Your aspiration is Chief of Mischief, and your career is Scientist. Now the rules are that you need to, in order to complete it, are that you need to master the Scientist career and complete Chief of Mischief aspiration. You need to master Mischief and Logic skills, and you also need to complete the Elements collection before you can then move on to Generation 2, which is the Rose theme. So this is my mint house. Now it does actually state as the basic rules that money cheats can be used but not excessively, and the suggestion is that you use the free real estate cheats for your first home but no cheats afterwards. So I've allowed myself to splurge on this build, and I've not built a huge house. I've built probably a very average size house, but probably one that's quite manageable. But in it I've spared no expense, if that makes sense. So this was a 3-bed, 2-bathroom build. It came in at just less than 91,000 simoleons, and it was built on a 30 by 20 lot, and it was one of those corner plots up in Willow Creek, which I absolutely love that area. I think it's so scenic and beautiful. I love the huge hanging trees. In fact, here's a little story. I actually took my children to the park a couple of weeks ago, and it's a park which is a little bit further away from our house. And as I was walking around, I actually saw some trees which were absolutely huge. They're like those massive drapey ones with, I don't even know what they're called. I don't know what the name is. I'll have to find it out. But I saw them, and the first thing I thought of was Willow Creek. And that's when it was at that moment I thought, yeah, I think I'm playing The Sims a bit too much. But I actually took a picture of them as well, and I was like, oh, they look so similar. No, apparently, apparently my husband and my son have just said, yes, it's a weeping willow. It's a willow tree. I didn't even know that. You learn something new every day. But anyway, yeah, so it's a lovely, lovely plot up in Willow Creek, and I think it's a perfect setting for a challenge as well. And I reckon I'm going to go ahead and actually use this house and start the Not So Berry challenge, because I'm not going to do it for the channel, because obviously I'm moving my Let's Plays over to Twitch, so I will probably stream some of it over on Twitch. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So I know it's 91,000 simoleons, but I figured I might attempt to see if I can do it, if it's going to be a manageable amount of money, because obviously once the bills come in, I'm going to need to pay those bills, etc. So we'll have to see anyway. But fingers crossed it'll be all right. If not, maybe it's a house that my mint generation can buy a little bit later down the line when they've got a little bit more income. Because the only thing is obviously one of the stipulations is that they need to complete the elements collection. So it's not even like you can make some extra money by going around and doing all your collecting and things like that. But we'll see anyway. I'm going to give it a go. But if not, this house, like I say, it can be used for, you know, your mint generation a little bit later down the line. So I actually loved making this home. It was so nice. Do you know why? Because I don't actually like colour mint. I don't like it. It's not my favourite colour. So to be able to build a home using that colour and actually like it at the end was a challenge in itself. But with this particular build, I know I've seen quite a few people do the Not So Berry challenge, and in all honesty, I know it's all about the colours, but it's quite hard to make the colours look nice, I would say. And so when I came to do this build and do the interior, I tried to incorporate mint into the build without it looking too minty. And it does look quite minty, but what I'm trying to go for is it looking nice. It looks like a really nicely designed home, which has a lot of mint running through it. So I do actually really like this home. I think it's a good size, and I've also included, with them having to master the scientist career, I've included the little scientist table there. I forget the actual name for it. And I've also got the chess table as well, so obviously they can work on the logic skills. And I think for the scientist career as well, they need to be good at gardening. So in the back garden, there's quite a bit of space, but I've included like 4 planter boxes, which is just enough to get them going to start off with. So I've tried to include everything that the mint generation is probably going to need in order to complete this, you know, challenge. So I was actually thinking about doing some different types of styles for the different generations as well. So obviously I've just done like a suburban build, which I kind of consider to be quite fresh. I probably should have done a modern build thinking on, but as a starter home in the beginning of a generation, I thought a nice suburban family home would be a good start. So I think for the Rose generation, I'm possibly going to do something that's going to be a little bit warmer. I'm thinking like a log cabin type deal, or maybe an older type of cottage that has lots of rose type themes with it. A Tudor one would be good, but I've literally just done one on the channel. But I'll have a play around and see what I can come up with. But let me know what you think in the description box of the different styles for the different generations if you are doing the Not So Berry challenge, and I will look to do them, because like I say, I'm going to go through and I'm going to build a house for each and every one, which actually, as I'm scrolling down the list, is quite a few builds. But no, I'm going to do it, and it'll be quite challenging really, because this has been a lot of fun. And I have seen a tag going around actually, which is like this solid colour challenge, I think, where you've got to build something in just one colour. So this is a little bit similar, but a little bit more fun, because obviously you've got a bit more flexibility. So yeah, let me know what you think. So I did actually start my 100 baby challenge the other week, and she ended up having triplets, but it all kind of went completely wrong because I went to age them up. It got a little bit hairy, shall we say, a bit close to the bone with the old health. Like, honestly, I've got 4 children in real life and I can't even handle like more than 3 toddlers in The Sims. What is that all about? That's not realistic at all. So anyway, I decided to use MC Command Center to age them up into children from toddlers, and it just went wrong. It glitched. They were like crawling round in quite a strange way, like half toddler, half children. So I ended up having to reset it, and when I reset it, it ended up, she had twins, and oh gosh, so I'm actually just going to start it again from scratch. But I'm looking forward to doing that challenge actually. It's a really good challenge, although it was a bit stressful the other night. I am looking at doing the legacy challenge. I'm actually following Tyrion at the moment, who's a Twitch streamer, and she's just started the legacy challenge, and I have done one of these before, but obviously never done one since I've had a channel and I've been doing Twitch, so I'm looking forward to that one. But which of the challenges have you done, and which ones do you enjoy the most? I know there are people that love the grassroots and the drifter as well, so I might start a bit of them all. But I think they're all quite exciting and they're all quite challenging in their own way. I think I'll probably focus on the 100 baby though, initially, because obviously that's like one of the most common ones. And with toddlers being in it, it is definitely a lot more challenging now, because the last time I did the 100 baby, we didn't have toddlers, and obviously it was a hell of a lot easier than what it is now. So I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. I'm having a nice chilled out weekend, although I must admit I was awake quite late last night and then I was up through the night. So I lay down on the sofa today just for 5 minutes to kind of rest my head. I had a bit of a headache, and then I woke up like 2 hours later. I was due to go into town, do some shopping, get some bits and bobs, and I just completely slept through. So I woke up when it was like tea time or dinner time, and all the shops were shut, so I was like, no. So I'm going to have to go and do all my errands and stuff tomorrow instead. But I did have a really nice catch up tonight as well with my best friend, who's currently over 30 weeks pregnant in real life, and she is expecting a little boy, and I'm super excited. So I've been doing some baby lists for her. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up, because that helps me to know that you're enjoying what I'm doing, and feel free to share it too, because that also helps me. But enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Bye.